This doesn't, Mom,
Yep.
this doesn't go on.
Good afternoon. Good evening to some on my East Coast friends. Just started this up. I scheduled it to be live. So
back on.
my name was called Wisdom Wednesday, so I'll come up with a few words of wisdom here at some point. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm trying to deal with a 2-year-old here who wants to play with his Legos right now. Been a pretty good week here so far. Oh. Thanks, Gerald Farms. Same to you, man. Trying to build this thing as we go, a little bit by little bit. It's pretty good otherwise. Three different computer screens sitting here at my desk to look at, so it's a little bit interesting too. Ugh. Anybody's got any comments or suggestions, feel free to shoot it and let me know. Because that's what I'm here for. Might get some people watching, might not. It's no biggie if I don't. Now you're running a 380. Those are nice. I got a couple of them sitting here. They top out at 400 horse. If it's got a CVT, be careful with you got to adjust two little throttles. One's the top for the RPMs and one's for the bottom RPMs. I run them all the time. Hey, ATJ Travels, how are you guys doing? Thanks for coming and check it out. It's a good thing to hit it. Thanks. We'll keep going. Well, if you need help with that CVT, there's two throttles on it. You have the top RPMs and the bottom RPMs. You'll have to set the speed on it. Then you just use the stick to, if you hold it all the way back, it won't move while it's in gear. Push the stick forward gradually and it rolls. CVTs are very smooth. They'll have a little bit of a whine to them. Power shifts are a lot easier to figure out. And if you need my help, it's not hard to figure out. I just don't do a lot of videos on them because I always run the power shift versions instead of the CVTs usually. But yeah, they're pretty intuitive. And you'll be able to play with your speeds and all that too and tweak it. There's a high and a low on them, but you can do whatever you want. So the thing will scoot too in road gear. They'll do 30 mile an hour easy. The only difference from the Magnum versus the power shift was CVT. The actual 18, 19 speed power shift they used in them was RJ Roman's transmission out of the 5488 IH tractors. Oh, the 5140, those are good tractors. They have Cummins engines in those. I think it's a 5.9 Cummins in those. I think it's a 5.9. Those are very nice, decent tractors, pretty decent. A lot of highway departments used them. $6,000? Wow, that's a lot. 6,000 hours, I'd check it out. The engine might have to be rebuilt for 6,000 hours. Those Cummins engines will run for about that much. 6,000 hours. That's a lot of hours for that tractor. But if you figure the age, it's not bad. That's my guess. I'm pretty sure they're 5.9s. I'd have to double check the specs. I'm a little rusty on it. So. But yeah, that Cummins engine, they were good for about 130 horse probably. Howdy, welcome. Hobby Farm, how you doing, buddy? You're not floating away yet? We're getting a bunch of flood here. Clayton, yep. Yeah, Clayton, I understand that. We got roads closed here. Couple days more flooding. Ethan, put that back. That's not your stuff. Leave it alone. Go on. Wow, 2,000 acres to work the ground? That's a lot. I run 3 machines usually for that much. Well, Gerald, try doing 17,000 acres. I've done that much. Ethan, come on. Well, bring your Legos back. 2,000 acres, you better have at least a 60-foot wide machine. You can do 700-800 a day with a 60-foot tillage tool. Back in our bigger days, we were 17,000 acres of corn. We ran 440, well, wasn't they were 450-foot machines. We did 800-900 acres a day. We had two 24-row planters chasing you. You couldn't let up. And we were doing that all with TJ New Hollands. 3 tractors. That's got GPS on it, Gerald. You'll like the GPS. Just push the button on the screen and it'll do it for you. Sit back and let the transmission do the work too. If you put it in automatic mode, you won't have to do anything but turn it on the ends. And if it has the new option in it, it'll turn itself on the ends too, Gerald. And if it turns on the end, it'll beep on the AFS screen. Do you want me to turn? Do you want me to turn? And on that deal, if it uses the end of row function to turn on GPS, don't adjust your speed. Leave the speed set all the way across the field, turn at the same speed. As long as you got enough room on the end to turn, it'll work fine. But if you slow you down or speed up, then the GPS has to adjust, and it doesn't always work right. So I'm guessing it's a 380. It'll have all the AFS on it. Wow, Jeremy, thank you. Tuning in. Good to hear from you. Jeremy, I didn't stick around your chat earlier because there was too much drama for me, so I'm just throwing that out there. I didn't know what was going on, and I wasn't going to say what I thought. Sitting in my basement at my world headquarters here. My current conditions here right now is 53 degrees. It's the nicest weather we've had in over 3 months. Yeah, I'm just still new to this. I'm still floating around at about 170 subs. Yeah, Jeremy, if I was you, I would have locked them all out. Because people start that crap. I do watch some of Nike Girls stuff, and I'm about ready to unsub it. 17,000 for a 5140 case. That sounds cheap. I would buy it if it looked decent. What's the matter, buddy? Yeah, 17,000. Midwest Alice. That's an orange guy. Wow. My tractor pulled against an orange one. And the funny thing is, the orange one is putting a red engine in it. Ethan, be careful, buddy. Oh. So what's on everybody else's agendas? Besides this whole farming thing. I got 2 computers sitting here I'm trying to manage, so. There we go. What series, Alice? It was a newer one. It had the Echo name on it, is what I recall it as. Cleaning out an apartment. That's no fun. I had to paint it. We painted a kitchen. I got 2 more rooms in my house to paint, so. Well, Jeremy, I haven't had any trolls yet. As soon as I do, they're going to be cut. I'll cut comments to everything. I'm not to that point, if it ever gets to be that point, which I doubt it's going to be. But yeah, Jeremy, I understand. Wow, Midwest Dallas. Okay, so you're talking about the 8000 series. Yeah, these were even later than that. It was a DT, so it didn't have anything. It had a 426 block in it. Now that I think about it, 426 was an Alice block. And he turned it with 4 chargers on it, and it smoked pretty good. So, but he's converting it down to a international DT block and cutting it back to 1 turbocharger because the 426 blocks didn't go much over 500 cubic inch, and at least with the IH cubic block, you can get a 540 out of them, more cubic inch. Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking, did Alice use international truck engines for a short time? Those were a big block Navistar truck. Ethan, come down the stairs. But if you guys really want to have a heart attack, there's 2 guys that skin pulling tractors that look like Minneapolis Molines. And the Minneapolis Molines run 619 John Deere big blocks in them. G1000 Vista, it's a beautiful tractor, and the other one's a 1350. They're all component construction. They look nice, but they got John Deere 619s under them, so they got a green Heartbeat. Midwest Alice, you're talking about the purple Big Al engine. Kenworth Trucks used them. There's a guy on Facebook that runs a Alice Big Al page. And that's the purple engine you're talking about. Those were big cubic inch. 806 is a good tractor too. A lot of them around. German Kraut power, as we called it. If they were diesel, they were Kraut powered. Purple People Eater. There's guys, if you find that Facebook page about the Big Al, Alice Chalmers engines. Okay, Midwest Alice, is this 350 a diesel? Because I have a 350 diesel. There's not many of them around. Continental. Those aren't Waukesha's. If you're talking about the same thing I am. Waukesha's were Okay, yeah. It's the same tractor as mine, basically. The difference being the power plant, because those used the International 261, I think they were called. Yep, have fun checking on the cows. Oh, it'd be a great spreader tractor. You're pulling about a 160 bushel spreader. We did many years with gasser. It'll start anytime you want in the winter. Biggest thing with those was governors and valve jobs when the diesels gas. My 350 diesel, it's had at least two overhauls, in one in frame and one out of frame. Stand hoist loaders on a 400, yeah. 400's a lot more tractor than the 350 though. A lot more tractor than the 350. Especially the 400 gassers, those things have a lot of bottom end power to them. They run even better. Yeah. I had a 450 Farmall and it would outpull us. It'd pull as much as a 706 gas. Because the inline, well, even a 666 gas or 656 gas at 450 pull as much as those would. Which ain't saying much for a 6-cylinder versus a big 4. The 6-cylinders, that was the one they used in the 715s, and the 403s used them. Those engines weren't worth anything. The valves I stuck on them. Neighbor of mine converted one to LP. He claims it runs better on LP than it did on regular pump gas. IH planters. Plate planters are solid. Cyclo 500 and an 800. Wow. 800s, there's still a lot of them around. 500s, that was where I'm at in Illinois. They didn't have many 500s. A lot of guys had 400s. Okay, 500 was 20 inch. That's why. I should have known that. They were all 400, what they started with. 400 series, 4 rows with the John Blue squeeze pump on them for fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. A buddy of mine's looking for one because he has a couple acres he harvests with a 2-row mounted picker, a 234H picker. That's what he wants, is a 400 series Cyclo. Because John Deere planters cost too much. With all Kinsey planters now, so. Otherwise, our next one will be a red one, after what Kinsey told me. Their computers, screens, and all that stuff. Yeah, the 5100 series whites they're pretty well known. They've been around a long time. They're pretty proven. I've never looked at them because I don't have dealers close. Have fun doing the dishes. Thanks for stopping in. Oh. Oh. Anything. Gotta keep an eye on my 2-year-old. Ethan, stay over here, buddy. Oh. Yeah, that's not a surprise. Most Case IH dealers, it's all turned into a big thing. Before it wide or plants 12 or 16 rows, they got what you want. Small farmer, he's unfortunately pretty much out of luck with the dealers anymore. Dealers will sell you a tractor, that's about it. But outside of that, you're looking for combines and that kind of stuff, you got to go to auctions or farm sales. I even struggle with some of that stuff. Meanwhile, my cat's running around behind me putting on a show, it looks like. Buster. Psst. Ah, Agco. Yeah. You're lucky to have an Agco dealer. There's plenty of New Holland dealers around. Because I have a local New Holland dealer, but I buy everything from a Case dealer. It's the same. Tractors all the same. Skid steers are too, for that matter. Just a different color. Case dealer still cuts me a better deal than the New Holland guy does. And the New Holland dealer is my local dealer. So, Agco, we don't have anything. 30 miles away is a Massey dealer for me. Otherwise, it's red and green here. A lot of red combines, green tractors. I'm one of the few that's all red. Oh. But anyways, blue tillage implements. That's probably Landau. Could be Landau. Landau or Kinsey. Kinsey has one. A new tillage implement. Agco dealers, it's kind of odd. Most of them are all Massey anyways. Massey or Sunflower. Sunflower makes a good tillage line. I got some Sunflower stuff. Otherwise, everything else is Case IH or Kinsey. Mahindras, stay with. The Mahindras are based off old Internationals. Well, no-till. I'll no-till soybeans. I no-till soybean acres. Otherwise, corn on 100% corn on corn acres. If we go back to growing beans, then we'll go back to a no-till situation. But we grow all corn with conventional tillage. Rip and till everything in the fall. Put our fall applied anhydrous and fertilizers on. Come back in the spring. I'll hit it with a field cultivator once, plant it, and spray it. Yeah, tillage is, I grow a lot of good corn with tillage. A lot of guys do 50-50 rotation, so it's all no-till. It's an easy way out, but it doesn't work as well sometimes. I got a soapbox about that. Well, Scott, small farming and things. Mahindras I've never heard good things about. I mean, I run some Kubota stuff too, and Mahindra is kind of iffy on their warranty stuff. And Mahindra actually is based off the old IH 574, 674 tractors. And Mahindra is an Indian spin-off of Navistar. So Navistar still has some ownership to the Mahindra name, so it is actually essentially the international tractor Mahindra is. It's just Indian built. Turn up the pumps. Make them smoke a little. So, yeah, about the Mahindras, I really can't say they're built like an old Farmall, but they're based off of the IH utility tractor series of the 70s and the 80s. Yeah, not as good. It's the the electronics is Mahindra's problem, and plus their warranties. You're at the dealer's disgrace if they're going to warranty it or not, usually. I know the electronics that Chucky 2009 carried on a few years ago about one of them having a lot of electrical issues. But if you had a good Mahindra dealer, I think they would be all right. Otherwise, McCormick's the other one, which is the old little MX CX case line, which those kind of share the same lineage as a Mahindra, just a little bigger. But the McCormick thing, they use FPT powertrains or Perkins engines in them, which those are decent powertrains. The 7120, that's a little healthier than most. 72, well, 7240s or 7140s, you get 300 out of them, so bigger intercooler and stuff. Turning the pump can get you into trouble sometimes, especially on older engines. The 7120s are good tractors. There's a lot of them around, whether they're two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. That's actually my planter tractors are 7240s. My cat's jumping around, making noise. Buster?
Buster's way up there.
Yeah, he's over there getting into things, isn't he?
That's just down.
Yeah, you're being good though.
And Lassie's
I'm
block.
playing with Sissy's blocks.
The bookshops.
Yeah, turning up a semi will get you into trouble, especially with drive shafts. Don't start and stop on hills. That's the thing with drive shafts. You roll backwards and dump the clutch. Bang! I've done that. Sit on the hill looking like a fool. Tow truck bills aren't cheap either for trucks. Yeah. It's to find a tractor without electronics on it, good luck. And Case IH is the current Case IH Farmhouse series is about the least amount of electronics you'll get in the tractor, but they're made by tractors. I'd own a Mahindra before I'd own an LS. Howdy, Mr. Rogue. Been a while. You're not floating away down there yet? They're talking about our big river down there in St. Louis. They're going to have to shut all their floodgates up. I've been watching the Corps of Engineers talk about that. The river gets to the 1993 records like they talk about. I would enjoy seeing how the river looks down there, especially if the floods are predicting. Yeah, I just hope you're high and dry. I wouldn't want to be within a mile or two of it, because they're talking the Missouri is going to be high too. Because here in northern Illinois, we've got roads closed and stuff for creeks out. So here in northern Illinois, it's a flood situation. I'm 30 miles from the Mississippi River, essentially. So as far as acres I farm, acres. You gotta make me think here. 2,000, give or take, 2,000 with my own and custom like I do. So a couple days worth of farming. Okay, Rogue. Well, Rogue, everything I hear says 1993 records. I just read one yesterday and one this morning that they're talking, at least up here, that we're going to break 1993 records, which doesn't mean you will down there, because you guys got a lot more room for it than we do. Midwest Allis. Strip till. Nope, no strip till. Yep, the tractor pulling is a full-time summer job when we do that. We hit about 10 or 11 different states between May and October. So Illinois, I don't do as much as I used to. I don't go to Iowa hardly anymore. Missouri, we used to go to. I'll go there once or twice, but it's the other side of Missouri, almost to Kansas City. But we'll do a couple in Indiana, a couple Ohio, a few in Wisconsin. Illinois, we'll do about 3. Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, maybe even. I haven't looked at the total schedule yet, plus it'll change yet. If I could afford to fly, I would. I'm a licensed pilot, but we got to drive because we got to haul the tractors there. Everybody drives. Car, motorhome, truck and trailer. Any one of those 3 is what we drive to go, depending on who's along. Well, Rogue, good luck with your CDL experience, because just don't piss off your driver trainer, because he might strand you in the middle of nowhere. Get to know your guy you're driving with and work with him really well. It's hard living in a truck with somebody for a few weeks, especially if they don't take care of themselves and they stink. Well, Midwest Allis, no more National Tractor Pullers because they outlawed the engine we use. We got into a pissing match with the NTPA last year, and they decided to axe us in the rules with the engines we use. So they don't take too kindly to the Cummins 903 V8. I get some backfeed. I've got some kind of backfeed thing going on with another computer here too, probably. You might hear my other computer, and plus my hot water heater runs sometimes too. I got a monkey with that a little bit. I've noticed that in my videos I do down here. I get sound, so if it keeps doing that crap, I'll make some adjustments. As long as it doesn't get too loud, we're all right. It's pretty quiet down here right now because my kids will carry on if they're down here, and you'd be listening to them over me. So, but I know what you're talking about. Because I got a whole desk full of crap here with a laptop, a desktop, and a printer. So. Yeah, up and down, up and down. 63, yeah, we're floating around the 50s here still. Yeah, I know the cat went up the steps. I can see it in my screen. My 2-year-old's at the other end of the table playing, and he's actually being quiet. Yeah. Oh, that cat, he's a riot. If I could get him to stick around long enough, you'd be more entertained by him than watching me, probably. And he'll be the center of a few videos in the coming days. If I can catch him long enough. Because otherwise I could turn the camera and watch my 2-year-old build stuff with Legos. He's pretty constructive. Yeah, my snow's all just about melted off and gone here. I can't complain. If it rains as much as they say it does the next night or two, I won't have any snow left. Yes, we have to do water injection on pulling. Even with the guys we run with, we're alcohol fueled, so we still run water injection. Diesels, you have to run water injection. It's pretty pyrotechnical with the water injection in the diesel. you run your exhaust temperatures or cylinder temperatures run over 800-900 degrees, you have to inject a certain amount of water in the intake to cool the pistons down to keep from melting pistons is why they use the water. Pretty pyrotechnical. It's a certain amount of water, and they usually trigger the water. Water is triggered off a turbo boost, so when you get your turbo boost to a certain amount, you'll see a tractor shoot a flame out the exhaust, and then it goes right back down. Well, when it shoots that flame out, that means he's right at that point where the heat's hot, and the deal goes, the water comes in, shuts the fire down so he doesn't melt. Yep, you got to have water injection to make power. Diesels, the hotter you run a diesel, the more power it makes. Just a matter of keeping the parts from melting. Yeah, Rogue, if I was you, I would check Block 26. They're talking some water coming. May not be there yet, but if you're there to see it, you might be part of a record flood. I see a lot of stuff that points to 1993. And I know you should see a lot of water right there where Missouri comes. So I've always been fascinated by that stuff. Nature's a crazy thing. Gotta have respect for it. And I know if it floods up here anymore, I'll have to go get some pics and video of that. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow and drive around and throw something up at some point. Spot where it runs across the road and you can watch fish swim across the road in front of you. That's one thing for me. I don't have a lot of flooding problems where I'm at. I got hills. We got some creeks, but they're nothing terrible. Yeah, 1993, I can barely remember. That was a later one, though. 1993 and 96 were the two that always stuck out. 1993, we did have a lot later wet weather. That was dubbed as the harvest from hell for farming. We'd have to wait for the ground to freeze in December so we could go out and harvest the crops because it was so freaking muddy. And once the frost gave up for them, usually by lunchtime we were done because the frost gave up and you'd just sink right out of sight and you'd be sitting there stuck till it froze again. 93 and 96 were the wettest years we had for farming. Because I can remember going, the river was shut for like 2 or 3 months. And it never dried out. It didn't dry out till Christmas when the ground froze. Yeah, Midwest Alice, it's a family farm. My father and me, that's it. I got one other sibling, but she doesn't want to be involved with it. So, been a family farm for about 106, 107 years officially. Been on the same farm that many years. My grandfather was born and raised here. My dad was born and raised here. I was born and raised here. That'd be what you call 4th generation, actually. Three generations of us were born and raised here. 4th generation came from Germany. Just the aspect of our family history is pretty strong here. So, glow plugs. Yeah, glow plugs are just a ceramic deal that heats up. I don't know why they're expensive either. Older diesels you could buy them for $7-8 a piece. New ones they turned into a hot item. It's like everything else, custom materials. And plus they think all of us guys that run diesel engines are made of money and can afford $1 million to fix them. So, I mean, I can take a piece of equipment in for inspection and have a $5,000 bill and they didn't fix anything on it. So, labor costs are the biggest thing. Well, Midwest Alice, as the official story goes, 1912 was the last time we owned a John Deere product on this family farm. In 1912, we had a Waterloo boy on this farm. The tractor did not have enough power to pull the plow, the two-bottom plow, up and down our hills in this farm. So my great-grandfather at that point went to his local dealer and traded the Waterloo Boy for an F-Series Farmall, I gather. So that's as far back as my memory goes. Since 1912, we've essentially been International McCormick, any of them red tractor brand names. And hopefully I can say I will have a fifth or sixth generation. Oh, Mora knives, their Mora knives are nice. I got in trouble with a Mora knife when a cop pulled me over and saw it sitting on the dash of my truck one time. He confiscated it, and I never saw it again. And I just used it for peeling apples. I get knives for free usually. If I get a bunch, I'll send some to you sometime, Rogue. We get free pocket knives for stupid stuff all the time. Pens, pencils, and pocket knives. If they give me socks, shirts, and shoes, I'd be set. What you doing?
Where's the cat?
Oh,
Look for the cat.
we've been on here just over 40 minutes. That's pretty good.
Oh. Look for the cat.
What's the matter, buddy?
Looking for the cat.
Did you lose it?
I go right on there. Over there.
Yeah, Midwest. Well, a top John Deere engineer, family farm runs red combines. So there's your case in point.
There's a slap.
John Deere knows how to sell stuff. They got good brains and they know how to market stuff. Doesn't mean it's any better than anybody else. It's always been my theory. Anytime I tried to buy a John Deere combine, they wouldn't sell me one because they didn't have enough new ones sitting in production to sell me one. So I told them, no, that's your problem, not mine. You want my business so bad, then produce a combine for me. But they didn't have enough production to make me one, they claimed. So that's their problem. I've tried some AGCO products, Fendt products. If we switch colors in the future, it's going to be Kubota orange. It's a Japanese company that's on the move. They're not going anywhere because they got deep pockets and a lot of money. Yeah, Rogue, well, it's because a friend of mine was sitting in the next seat burning a roach too, so the cop decided he was going to search the car or truck at that point in time. I wasn't smoking anything, but I was guilty as charged after that because he had just lit a nice fat one, so you can understand that, Rogue. If a cop wheels up to your car and the buddy's sitting in the seats drunk and smoking, asked him to light one with him. Actually had the balls to ask the cop to burn a roach with him. Cop didn't take too well to that when he got asked if he wanted to light up, so I got a ticket. I got a speeding ticket out of the deal, and I just whatever he wanted, I was going to let him take. That knife didn't cost me anything because it was given to me anyways. What do you mean?
That thing doesn't come on.
It's stuck on there. When you're smoking in a veal next to you, it's hard not to inhale. That was a long time ago. Needless to say, I forgot about that friend. Anytime I was around him, he was doing stupid stuff. I couldn't afford to be around somebody and get caught doing stupid stuff. Did enough of my own stupid stuff without being with somebody else. Yeah. Well, Rogue, I keep telling my wife if they legalize it, me and her are going to light up once we get our little hot tub installed in the basement here. Didn't inhale. Yeah. If it was only that easy, yeah, if they legalize it, I'll smoke some, but I'm not gonna go nuts with it. Just enough so I can sleep at night, because this whole sleeping at night thing, I'm tired. I try different things, and drugs don't always cut it, and I don't want to pay for the drugs. So after my kids go to bed, it'd be nice just to light one up after a long day and conk out. Because alcohol doesn't do it for me anymore. I used to smoke cigars. I could clear a room full of cigarette smokers out with cigars, but cigars give me too many respiratory infections. The doctor finally told me quit smoking that crap if you want to be able to breathe. So. Oh, it's way too quiet. Nobody's hollered at me about cooking supper yet. That means where am I getting anything for supper tonight? Dang it. I should go fry up a hamburger, but I already had one of those this week. Oh. Cool. Dispensary. Nah, there's no dispensaries around here. So I got to drive 40, 50 miles to find one. So until somebody locally decides to build one, which a couple of these small towns will do it, I think, if they legalize it for 1 or 2 ounces per person is what it'll be. And I hear down in southern central Illinois, there's a lot of small towns that their places are coming in and buying up property to do this stuff in. So biggest problem is the big corporations will get in and kill it. Big corporations get in it, so we're stuck at their mercy. So that's what'll happen to it, because the governor says it'll generate $1 billion in tax revenue. So they already eyeball the tax thing. So it'll probably be so damn expensive, none of us can afford to do it. So
this is a free bird.
But from what I read, Michigan just legalized. You could have like 1 ounce legally. So 1 ounce is pretty vague though to me. So it's 1 ounce doesn't constitute a lot, but it's a start. Just need to legalize it, let people have it as long as they regulate it in a decent fashion. Regulated, nobody will do it. So. Yeah, Illinois politics. A friend of mine actually was trying to convince me. I told him I got enough money to run, but am I going to make enough money off it? No. I ain't going to be crooks like the rest of them. Problem is, I'm a real guy and I got too many ghosts in my closet. So. Yeah, well, yeah, even tobacco. For years, tobacco does. I understand that. The corporations are running in these small towns and buying up. You know what they're already. They've got it figured out. 3-4 years down the road, they'll own it. And for me to raise it as a farmer, the government's got it so screwed up with the licensing. They told us you had 60 days to get the license. Well, the 60-day grace period had come and gone when they told us. So days to get the license, and plus the equipment cost to harvest it's atrocious. Because the equipment, I'd have to spend $100 in equipment to be able to raise it. Yeah, corporations don't do us any good. Ethan don't. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of corporations. They all got one thing in mind, and that's making a dollar. And they don't care how they're going to make it. I had to meet a corporation that was actually anything for the human, that was any good cause for the human good. Too much profit. There's too much profit driven. We all got to make profit to do anything. If you don't make profit, it don't happen. Oh. Yeah, he's getting ready to throw about 3,000 Legos off on the floor. So if he does that, this show's over. Trying to keep him from throwing them all on the floor because then I got to spend 15 minutes with a broom and sweep them all up and put them back up on the table. He's got about close to 3,000 or 4,000 of them scattered out on a table here. So you can probably hear him once in a while. You say hi, Ethan? You come over here and say hi?
Mommy.
No, don't say mommy. Mommy ain't got nothing to do with it. What you doing?
I'm playing with the toy.
Yep. Oh, come up here and say hi for a minute. Say hi, everybody. He's going to be quiet now. Oops, I got a kid in my video. You can't comment anymore. You can go back and play?
Yeah.
Okay, you go back and play. Yeah, he's going to go back and play. He don't know what this crap is, so. Yeah, Rogue, I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in, bud. Hope to see you around again sometime. Stay safe and good luck on your CDL deal. I hope you get it. We need truck drivers. Okay. So I'll support you anytime. So I'm here, man. It's all good. But anyhow, yep. I'm not just a farmer. I'm also a truck driver. My famous last words. Can't have one without the other anymore, it seems like. What are you doing, buddy?
I'm cleaning this table.
A few minutes, we'll go upstairs and see what mommy's doing, okay?
I'm cleaning the table.
Oh, you put it all back in the box. Put it all back in the tub. Tank trucks. I used to drive tanks. Hazmat tanks, even.
Oh, Daddy, I take this one.
Yep, you like trucks too, don't you?
That Papa truck and the
Yep.
this is a sleeper.
Yep.
Upstairs.
We're gonna have to clean your stuff up, aren't we?
Are we gonna clean this stuff down there? What was? Oh God! I'm toys everywhere.
Kid. Ethan, be careful, please.
Okay, Daddy.
Well, I'm closing in on my hour time mark here. Local oil. You're a fuel guy, then. I understand that fuel. That's one job I wouldn't want. You're a braver soul than I am to drive that stuff around. Oh, pick it up. That's pretty cool.
This goes on there. This goes on.
Yeah. Yeah, we need our fuel truck drivers, though. Without them, this country wouldn't move.
These stuff on this.
We already got all of our fuel fills for the spring. We've got that back, and shoot, that was after the first of the year we did it. Fuel prices were low. I filled everything up. I just got to get my motor oil and my exhaust fluid, and hopefully I'll order that up about this week or next yet. Oh, I buy E85 in my pickup, $199. But that's not delivered. Ethan, don't leave it up there. Stop. But our off-road diesel fuel, we bought it. It was, that's been 2 months ago. It was under $220 for off-road fuel delivered. Now gas delivered was actually around $2 too at that time delivered. So, but my E85 I don't get delivered. I go to town and buy it for $199. So fuel prices are all back up. Truck stops at the pumper. We do tanker load or short truck usually short truck, depending on what we order. So usually tanker loads, it seems like we'd have to take 6,000 at a time, and I can't always take 6,000 at a time. So, but I can take a short truckload easy. So, and that's usually what I do is go buy a short truck. No, I got 500s that are mobile on wheels for the guys that work with, for my construction guys that do stuff for me. And then we got a couple of 1,000 gallon tanks that we use for farm storage. And then we got one big 3,500 gallon tank too. So I just don't like having to do all the EPA regulations when I store a large amount with the containment and all that. So I get it scattered out a little bit. But we can, total I can get about 4,500 gallons in tanks. So yeah, a little bit of dirt work, forestry stuff, construction. We try to do a little bit of that too. Not a huge amount of it, but it's, if somebody wants to work, I don't refuse it. So, but the bulk of everything that I will share on here is going to be farm related or truck related or tractor pulling related. Not just a construction thing. Yeah, land clearing. I like doing land clearing, taking fences out, building waterways, dirt work, that kind of stuff. I should have rephrased it. It's more dirt work that we do than anything else. I'll hire out. I subcontract for foresters too, that trim trees, do property clearing. Not so much clearing, but they do property cleanups and that kind of stuff. So I move brush and burn and all that stuff. It's good work. And people pay good money for it that own woods usually. You figure I can, meadow strips. The guys I work with, the forester, he's licensed to do controlled burns and all that stuff too. So Ethan. So yeah, it's any type of property management, that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's a good gig, but there just isn't a lot of it around here because everything's farmed. So we got to go 100 miles north or 100 miles south, northwestern corner of Illinois. There's pretty good bunch of people up there that have a lot of money and buy 15, 20 acres of property and want you to clean it up. So we come in and charge them five grand to be there for a month and trim trees and clean it all up and make it look pretty. So but anyways, man, I think it's time for me to shut this pig down. I appreciate you hanging out with me. How far I am from Chicago? 2 hours drive. 2 hours drive straight west. I'm straight west of Chicago. So if I go straight towards the screen, that's headed towards Chicago. If you come out Interstate 88 or US Route 30, I'm just off of that. So if you can find Rock Falls, Illinois on your map, that's where I'm near. So, it's getting noisy down here. But anyways, I got to get going because my hour's about out. So I appreciate you sticking around and hanging out with me. I'll do this thing. It's going to be a weekly thing. So I'll try to advertise my time so everybody can see it and know ahead of time. So I appreciate everybody that was here. And I want to tell you I'll come back soon. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And just remember, if it wasn't for Venetian blinds, it'd be curtains for all of us. And that is your words of wisdom for this Wednesday, March 13th, 2019. Thanks. See y'all later.